Hello, this is a test recording. I'm debating where I want to look and how I want to do this. I'm going to talk here, and this is a interview. It's a video interview for Nintendo Software Technologies, which is in Redmond, Washington. They are a subsidiary of Nintendo, and they need an associate game designer, which is an entry-level game design job, perfect for an undergraduate. So yeah, I have some questions here that I was that I was asked to answer. I have a list to choose from. I'm gonna just kind of go down because I don't want to seem biased. So yeah, I'm very excited. Let's get to it. So one of the questions here is, what courses in college did I like the most or least, and why? That's a very good question. I think that math was something I enjoyed a lot more than I anticipated. I thought, people talk bad about it and people act like it's not a very good subject, but I really enjoyed math. I thought it was quite fun. I like problem solving, and I never had to take computer science classes in college, or at least not yet. So that was kind of the closest I got to do that, and I thought that was really fun. Least favorite was psychology or natural sciences. Technically, psychology is a I'm sorry, it's escaping me. Social science, but it's very, very natural science-esque, where you learn a lot of terminology and you learn about a lot of different people who discovered things. Excuse me. But, remembering names of people and what they invented and what they created were kind of less fun to me than something like English, where you got to work on your skills or abilities, or like math, where you got to work on a problem. I always found those to be more fun, and the sciences to be a little less fun. Why did I choose my major? Did I ever change my major? So no, I have not, and I do not intend to. I think accounting is a very good major, and I think business is a very good thing to go to school for. It's something that's important to understand in any field that you work in, and it's a good basis for higher education like master's work and anything like that. So I completely intend on finishing my accounting degree. But with that said, it's a base. It is a foundation for more. It is great to be a working accountant, but it's more fun to be a working game designer, and it's definitely a more fun use of the computer programming and the computer science elements of both jobs. Accountants need to be pretty proficient in computer science nowadays to be efficient and remain efficient, and the same is true for game developers, of course. So they have some overlap, but I think development is kind of the art side. Game development is kind of the art side, and accounting is a little bit more of the technical side, which is where I get kind of my competitive itch out nowadays. So yeah, why did I apply for this job? I really like Nintendo. I think it's an awesome company, and they make really good games. And when it comes to game companies, I very much am attracted to a design philosophy that comes through in the games and when they're created. And Nintendo is a perfect example of this. Their games are made elegantly. Your games are made elegantly. They're very high quality. They're made from the ground up. They're with their own engines. They're coded beautifully. They run excellently. Their design is impeccable. They are fair. They are fun. They are addictive. They are very well made. I really enjoy everything Nintendo has ever put out that I've had the privilege of playing, and I just wish that I was born earlier and could time travel so I could experience things like Ocarina of Time coming out, for instance. I bet that was really cool. So yeah, I really like Nintendo. But moving down, we have a less fun question. What is your biggest failure? Man, that's a good question. I am very much into competitive game design. I love card games as my primary work that I've done. I've done a lot of coaching and tutoring for Magic the Gathering, which is a really popular card game, both competitively and casually. And I really wanted to play that game professionally. That's one of the reasons I'm an older undergraduate student. I dropped out of high school to pursue Magic, and I played it competitively for about 9 or 10 years. And it was very fun, and it was very rewarding. It was a very rich experience, but it was a failure. I never got to play truly professionally. I very much lost money in that endeavor, did not make money. But despite it being a failure, it's probably the most valuable experience in my life, and I absolutely love competing, and I love the lessons competing teaches you, even though it usually ends in failure. Okay, so that's probably my biggest failure. What motivates me? Learning. To be blunt, I love learning. It's addictive. It's the most fun thing a person can do. It's the most enriching and rewarding thing a person can do. I love learning, and computers have always been there. It has been enrichment through a computer. It has been work through a computer. Everything I've done in my life has been with these tools of computation, and I love them, and I love working on them, and I love making things with them, and I love art, and I love making art with them, and I love experiencing art with them. And video games are a very high art form. They convey a lot of emotion, and they have pretty much infinite depth that a person can reach with when they work in game design. So I just think it's a beautiful field, and I think there's so much to learn from games, and that's why they're a great motivator, and that's why they're great to make, and that's why they're fun to make, and that's why everything about this industry I just love. So learning is really the backbone of why I pursue things and why I try to grow and why I act the way that I do. Okay, and what is that? That's 5 questions. We'll do one more if you guys don't mind. I hope I don't take too much of your time. But the last question I have here is, do you prefer working with others or by yourself? Both can be good. There's definitely a time where being by yourself feels good, but I think team effort will always be higher quality for as long as it truly is collaborative, for as long as people work together and can elevate each other. But it makes me think of chess players. Chess players, it's a game you play by yourself, and it's a game that people spend hours and hours playing by themselves, but the highest level of chess, they always have coaches. They always prepare in teams, and they always do things together because they're stronger. So I think that working by myself can be enriching and fun, but to create the highest quality work I can do, it absolutely has to be collaborative. So I am very open, and I love being collaborative, and I love working on a team, and I love the exercise of staying open-minded and compromising on one's own ideas to make a better idea that is shared with somebody else. I just think that's wonderful. And yeah, that's all the prepared questions I have sent from you guys. I really enjoyed answering them. They're good. They're great. I do have a couple questions for you. I know this is a video, but if you could email them back to me maybe, or if you wanted to make your own video in a response, but absolutely unnecessary. So one of the questions I have for you guys is, how do you measure success from someone in a position? What do you guys think a really good game designer looks like, especially an entry-level and associate game designer? What do you want from that person? Do you want someone like me to be kind of a cleanup crew who goes through other people's code and cleans it up and makes it look better? Do you want a really creative person who has a lot of ideas and a lot of input? What is a successful person in this position look like to you? What do you want your entry-level game developers to do? And then I have a second question here, and that's what is your management philosophy? I know a little bit about Nintendo as the blanket organization or as the umbrella organization. There's that great book, Ask Iwata, that has all of his notes, and his management style is very open-minded and centered around communication. And I was wondering if that's true for this Redmond, Washington branch of Nintendo as well, if you guys share that same concept of cooperative communication and constant upkeep of making sure everybody is heard and everybody is felt, or if it's different and has different strengths. I would really like to know that. And I know I keep going over, but I did have a third question prepared, and that is, why does this job exist? Why is it vacant? Do you guys need more developers? Is it newer projects? Is it because of a sudden higher turnover? I'm just curious as to why this position is now available. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and taking the time to consider me. I really hope you like my application. I would love to answer any more questions. Even if I don't get the job, working with you guys feels like a privilege, and I'm just honored to even be considered. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a wonderful day.